Hello folks, this is Sula speaking. You're listening to another video for Teamfight Tactics. This is taken from a double-up game that I'm playing together with Antisocial Monkey. We actually had a really fast loading screen there. And in this game, we're going to be looking at a game that wasn't going especially well for a variety of reasons. Well, you'll see kind of how things are playing out, but a game that wasn't going great and then was able to turn around with the help of Caitlyn. So this game is Caitlyn to the rescue, basically. As usual, we start here with our initial portal. Antisocial and I are both standing on the 3-cost champion. Most of the lobby went to multi-talented. That's the one where your headliner doubles 2 traits instead of 1. Always popular. And that is indeed what we're going to end up getting here. So, like I said, this is not my favorite portal, but just because it increases the overall power level of the lobby, but it was something that ended up getting picked, so we've just got to deal with it as best we can. I'm, of course, queued together here with Antisocial Monkey, who, if you've watched these videos before, you might know is known for playing reroll team compositions, and he's going to look to reroll something in this game as well. A couple different reroll team compositions you can play right now. Annie is probably the best. ASM also likes playing Punk with Jinx, and Quirky as well, though Quirky and Annie tend to be contested pretty much. Punk is rarely contested. Usually you can play it in uncontested fashion. In any case, though, I have gotten a Samira off the initial drop, and when I saw that, I was like, oh, well, maybe this is a country game. I'm thinking right away that anytime you get Samira to drop right away from the initial minion round, why not look to just play country and go from there? So that's what I'm thinking. I'm also going to pick up this Vi because Antisocial might want to play into Punk this game. He often does that when we're playing these matches together. But at this point, then, I decide to pivot. I see that there's a Cassante in the store. Both of his traits are doubled because this is a, what do you call it? This is a, multi-talented lobby. So all the headliners get 2 traits, doubled, not 1. I do make a pretty big mistake there, though. I sold the Samira, and in retrospect, I think that was definitely not something I should have done, because Samira could have been like an item holder for other units later on. I sold the Samira to get a little bit of extra econ, and then afterwards I realized, oh wait, I don't really have like a carry to be an item holder. I would like that to be a Felios or Senna, but I don't actually have a Felios yet, and I don't really have someone who can hold those items, so I was like, probably should have done that differently, in all honesty. Out of these options, I don't really love any of them, so I end up taking the one that gives me a sword, just because I'm intending to play into some kind of an AD setup here, and then I need to do something, so I was like, I've got Sentinel trade in, that's nice. I need one more unit for Heartsteel, though. I don't have that, unfortunately. I could put the Jinx on my board, I guess, but I'm not sure how good that really is. We have seen that Antisocial has been able to find a Jinx headliner, so he's going to be playing Punk reroll in this game. That's why I'm going to continue grabbing Punk units. I have picked up a Pantheon and a Jinx for him in the hopes that that'll help him hit. I actually would like to level to level 4 here, but I don't have enough gold to do that. I could do it if I sold the Pantheon and the Jinx, but again, then I would have nothing to send him, so not quite what I want. So instead, I'm stuck with this Shojin on a Kale, which is not really the item that you would be looking to make. I went ahead and made the Spear of Shojin because it's a very flexible item, and it's good on some of the units I would like to be playing in this team competition. Now that I know that I'm not going to be playing Samira, you don't really want to make Spear of Shojin on Samira, but it's a good item on Ezreal, it's a good item on Caitlyn, and now I'm looking to play one of those 2 units, just based off of what I have. By the way, and then I get this, I pick up an Annie at the last second just because it's not going to cost gold. And then there's 2 more Annies in the shop. I was like, okay, well, Annie can use a Spear of Shojin a lot better than a Kale can. So, all right, we'll just play the Annie back here for the time being with a Spear of Shojin, just random Annie back here. And in the meantime, we're going to continue trying to get some more econ, try to level up. Obviously, it's going to cost me a little bit of econ to hold the Pantheon and the Jinx on my bench, but I do need to get these units over to Antisocial Monkey so that he can play his Punk board. Now, that's in contrast to this person. Look, this person took Rich Get Richer, and they're just sitting there with basically nothing as far as the board goes, but they are on 30 gold, so they're just pretty much not even electing to play a board. Now, here's the other problem. There's another person in the lobby who also is playing Punk in this game, so Antisocial is going to be contested, and in fact, one of those other boards, it's this person, L Indian, and on top of that, another person had a Jinx headliner, but that other person's just playing it as a transition unit. What's more of an issue, though, is this other player, L Indian, excuse me, is going to be contesting for Jinxes, and is going to be playing Punk. So ASM's been hitting a lot of Vi's. He has 7 Vi's, but Vi is not really the unit that you want to play in this team composition. It's Jinx and Pantheon are the 2 key units. It's also a little bit different as compared to other games because, again, we have that initial portal where all of the headliners get 2 traits doubled instead of 1. So Jinx is getting both of her traits doubled, both Punk and Rapid Fire, and that's going to be the case for both Antisocial and the other player who's contesting him. So it's a little bit different. That might be the reason why this person was more content with playing into the Punk reroll. I will say that Punk is way, way, way better if you can get up to 6 Punk. If you're stuck on the standard 4 Punk, then it falls off pretty hard in the late game. But it's pretty easy to get spatulas to make emblems, and Punk is a craftable emblem. All right, overall, despite my board being kind of wonky, I did manage to win the first 3 rounds, so that's always a nice sign, just to preserve some health. Of course, that means I'll be last pick on the carousel, but at this point, I don't really have too much of a board, so I can go in a lot of directions here. I mean, I might take the Aphelios just to get Heartsteel trait in. That wouldn't be bad. I guess I could technically do the same thing with Yone, who's also here on the carousel. In addition to that, I can always just take a tank item for the front line. And I think in the end, that's what I do here. I was like, all right, I can find Aphelios. Let's take a tank item. I don't really have don't really have any use for a rod. I mean, it would be good on Annie if I were going into Annie, but I'm trying to build into an attack damage-based team composition. And look, I ended up getting Aphelios anyway, so I was like, okay, well, that works for me. I'll put the Aphelios in. We'll put this cloak on the front line. Then I have another slot here that I can use on something. So I was like, Nico's not going to help me here. Oh, and I get another Aphelios from Antisocial Monkey just to put me on 2 out of 3. I was like, all right, and you know what? We actually have the Annie on the board, so and we had the Echo on the board. We can just play this Lulu for Spellweaver trait. So that's kind of random and bizarre, but why not? Sure, we'll do this. I have Heartsteel trait in, which is going to help, and then like this bizarre Annie who's going to be my carry behind the front line. 3 Sentinel, 3 Heartsteel. I would prefer getting just another Sentinel in. Like, if that was just a normal Lilia in the shop instead of a headliner Lilia, I would drop the Lulu and just play another Sentinel unit to get 4 Sentinel. But it's not an option, so we'll put Spellweaver trait in for Annie, and Lulu's just a random utility unit that's decent for this stage of the game. So I'm continuing to win, even though my board feels kind of bizarre at this point in time. All right, and then one more round here. So I could pick up, I get the send back, by the way. I could pick up a Vi here, but I think the higher priority is getting Jinx. So I asked Antisocial Monkey, he agreed, and so we're going to pick up the Jinx there. I would very much like to win this round and get up to 20 gold. Being able to win this round and be on the full win streak would be a big deal for econ purposes because I don't have a ton of gold. As you can see, I'm only at 19 gold. If I lose this round, I probably have to sell something to get to 20 gold to pick up that extra interest mechanic. But let's see who I'm going to be up against. Oh, I'm up against the other Jinx player. This is the person who is contesting Antisocial Monkey. And unfortunately, this player is hitting more Jinxes. They're just happening to be getting more Jinxes. They also have good Jinx items there with the Rage Blade plus the Death Blade. Double blades. And then look at this. This is super sad. My team decides that they're going to go and attack the Twitch instead of the Jinx. So the Jinx gets super duper low, but oh man, they're hitting the wrong unit. Jinx survives with 71 HP, and I was like, geez, now I got to sell that Cassante that's on the bench. And my win streak, which would have been carried into the minion round, ends up being a loss. So that actually cost me a lot of econ to have that happen, not getting that win streak. Well. I do find a Yone here, and there's actually another Yone on Antisocial's board. So we do have 2 out of 3 Yones. We have 2 out of 3 Aphelioses. I'm probably going to move out of the Annie relatively soon here. I would like it if I could find Senna, because she's a much better unit. Well, I mean, Annie is... We know that Annie's overtuned in this patch, so she's viable for the time being, but she's not going to hold much place long-term on this board. Like, I get another rod here. I don't want rods in this team composition. It's not an item I have much use for. Ezreal and Caitlyn, which are the units I'm trying to build towards, both don't really want those. And then I'm going to get more units dropped. Oh, there we go. There's a Senna, and there is another Aphelios. That's going to be Aphelios 2-star. Not bad. And then I can also make a Dragon's Claw here for my front line, which is going to be a great tank item. All right, another Echo shows up in the store as well. I'll pick that up. I'll put the Chain Vest on. I'm on 40 gold here, so I could just like hang out here. Instead, though, I end up moving out of the Annie. And then I'm going to play the Yone over the Lulu. Now I don't have any reason to play Lulu. And then I put the Spear of Shojin on the... I put it on the Aphelios because he's 2-starred, whereas Senna's 1-starred. In retrospect, I don't know if that was the right choice. Even though Aphelios is 2-starred, Aphelios is just not a very good unit, and Spear of Shojin is not that useful on him. It's much better of an item on Senna. By the way, over here you can see kind of the issue with ASM. He only has, 4 Jinxes? I sent him 2, and he still only has 4 of that. Or I guess he has to have more than that, because I only sent him 1 Jinx. That's right. I sent him a Vi earlier. And I sent him a Jinx. Yeah, I believe he's only on 4 Jinxes, so he really has not hit here, at least as far as the Jinxes go. Oh, no, he has 5 Jinxes, excuse me. He has 8 Vi's, but he only has 5 Jinxes, so that's not right. And he's also kind of getting trolled on items. He does not have the items he needs either. So that's not so great. He's not getting the things he needs to make this team comp work, and on top of that, he's also contested. As for me, I'm going to go ahead and take the Jeweled Lotus. That's going to allow the damage to crit for people on my board. And then I need to play another unit. I don't really have another unit, so I was like, all right, Lulu, why don't you go back in? Because why not? You'll at least give mana to some of the other units. I probably could have just taken this Rod and slapped it on Lulu. Didn't even think about that at the time, but Lulu's not going to stay on this board, so I could probably theoretically have taken her out for what that's worth. Meanwhile, over there, as mentioned, Jinx really not getting the items she needs, and then that other team is sitting on, I think, 8 Jinxes, so they have just been hitting the Jinxes, and Antisocial has not, and that's a bad sign for us long term. I am about to get my first little mini Heartsteel cash out. I don't have a ton of hearts, but I will get something for it. And then now I'm up against someone who is playing a similar board here. They've got a 2-star Senna, though, so that's going to be nice. Biggest issue for me is I don't really have good damage output. Aphelios just doesn't really deal that much damage as far as this unit goes, and Spear of Shojin is not one of his best items. This is a fairly close round. I actually think Aphelios would win this, or it would be super close, but when I get reinforced on, that's going to be a loss. At least it's not a bad loss. It's pretty decent considering, and since I have Heartsteel in, that is going to give me a slightly better reward, so all is not terrible there. All right, now I can find another, I find another Sentinel unit, so that's nice. I can get up to the 4 Sentinel. That's definitely better than playing Lulu. And I get an item here. I get a glove. I was like, all right, that's not bad. I can always use a glove. This could be a Last Whisper, could be Infinity Edge. Somewhat less need for Infinity Edge because I have the Jeweled Lotus, so everybody's abilities can crit naturally. They don't need Infinity Edge or Jeweled Gauntlet to crit, but not bad. Over there, Antisocial has hit the 2-star Vi. The 3-star Vi, and he's going to send me a Yone. This was just to put the send on cooldown because why not? It'll come back off cooldown around the beginning of stage 4, so we might as well take advantage of this. It does not make a Yone 2-star, but it does at least get me a Yone pair. So now I have paired Sennas, paired Echoes, paired Yones. Hitting some of those pairs would definitely make my board stronger. Casante's still hanging in there. He is going to start to fall off a little bit. I wish I'd been able to get him a little bit more health. He does have the Sunfire Cape, which gives health, but he could really use some more because Sentinel trait already gives him lots of armor and magic resistance. I end up losing that round to the Misfortune player. They're doing a Jazz board. They have the That's Jazz Baby augment, which was extremely overpowered in the release version of set 10. Is not anything special nowadays. In any case, though, we've got a carousel. There's a spatula here. It's not really what we want to see because we have 3rd and 4th pick. Anytime you have last pick, you definitely don't want to see spatulas on the carousel, but there's not much we can do about it here. I was hoping to get a sword or a bow so I could combine that together with this glove. That is not the case. So out of the options here, I'll just finish building out the front line. I already have a, Dragon's Claw, so now we'll make another vest and pair with that with the vest for a Bramble Vest. Double vest for Bramble Vest, there we go. And it's now time for another gift round here. So I am going to get a spatula from Antisocial Monkey. Remember, we talked about how spatula is very common in the 2-player mode. Now I also have the chance to use my send for him. And out of the options here, I believe he said he wanted the Pantheon here because that would make Pantheon 2-star, if I remember correctly. I believe he's still only on 6 Jinxes, which is not good because the other player, you can see El Indian just went to level 6. That's a sign that they've hit the Jinx. This patch is actually bugged. You don't get the pop-ups when people on other teams hit 2-star and 3-star units like you do normally in this game. But I believe that person just hit the 3-star jinx. So we're definitely behind in that regard. ASM is contested, and he's not hitting the jinxes. So that's a problematic sign. Right now, the best thing for me is just the fact that I have great tank items. Cassante is going to fall off. I'm going to have to replace him with another tank, but I'm hoping that I can get to level 8 and maybe find a 4-cost frontliner to play here. So that's the hope, and then I can try kind of go from there. I also do have a spatula here, and the hope is that I can make a true damage spatula with it. Now, I could, of course, get a belt and make a heartsteel spatula item as well. Here's my chance to send something back to ASM. He's going to take the spatula and component anvil because that is very clearly the best choice. I could also make a heartsteel, but I'm pretty sure that I can find a set and get set in to play 5 heartsteel. I think that what I really want to do, though, is make a true damage emblem. That is sword plus spatula. And then slap it on Caitlyn. That's my hope. Antisocial Monkey has a pair of Caitlyns, so he can definitely send me one as soon as his unit send comes back off cooldown. Remember, that's going to be at the beginning of stage 4. I think it'll be like 4-2. So if he can send me a Caitlyn, and then I can make a true damage Caitlyn. I already have Spear of Shojin, which is really key for getting Kate to cast faster. She has high mana cost, but she doesn't want attack speed. Doesn't really benefit from attack speed much. She really wants just more raw AD. So Spear of Shojin and then 2 damage items. But if I can make one of them into a true damage spatula item, and then put the other, and then get like the Spear of Shojin over to Kate and one more damage item on top of that, that would be feeling pretty good. This time I am up against the other Punk player, and unsurprisingly, they've hit Jinx 3-star. I am not going to beat them when they've hit Jinx 3-star. The good news is these losses I've been taking, they have all been relatively close losses. Like, that's not too bad of a loss. There were still 3 units alive. And I do have Heartsteel trade in, and there's Ezreal. Excellent, excellent. Now I'll have Ez in. I can level and play Ez for 5 Heartsteel. That's going to be nice. And then I'm going to look to itemize Ezreal and Caitlyn as carries. I know I can play the Caitlyn because it's going to come over from Antisocial Monkey. So that's the plan. Senna can become Kate. We'll play Ezreal, and then hopefully we can get a Misfortune to pair with them, or something like that. And we'll be able to play that 2 big shot plus 2 rapid fire backline that seems to work really nicely. Excuse me. All right, so here the play is obvious: level and play Ezreal. My board is suffering from the fact that I have very few 2-star units right now. I have the Cassante, who's the headliner, and then I do have 2-star Aphelios, 2-star Senna, but then look, 1-star 1-star Echo, 1-star Yone, 1-star Garen. So beyond the Cassante, my front line is not too good. I have good items, but long term, I am going to need to replace that Cassante with a better frontline tank. And then a whole bunch of 1-star units on my board. Like, if my other Sentinels were 2-starred, this would be a much tankier setup. Other bad news is I have these double rods, so I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do with that. You know, I'm going to put 1 on Senna because that's going to, number 1, cause her to do more damage. But number 2, it's also going to activate her bling bonus. She needs an item on her so that she can get that benefit. I do have true damage trade in because I have the Echo, so that's nice there. And then over here, we need to focus that Jhin, but we're unfortunately not able to beat the Jhin. Again, it's not a bad loss, and I do have 5 Heartsteel in play, so I actually get a lot of econ value. It's a shame I didn't kill 1 more unit. I would have hit that next threshold. I'm at 129 out of 130. But still, this is going to be something pretty decent coming out of Heartsteel. All right, last augment. I'm not seeing heavy hitters. It's not it. Unified resistance, I don't think is it either. I don't love any of these options. I'm going to take the not today because I'm a little hurting on AD items right now. By the way, I get 2 components. But this is going to give me an Edge of Night that also gives additional attack speed. So I'll go ahead and just put this on Aphelios, who's holding items for a potential Caitlyn right there. I also get some more frontline items, so hopefully I can start to itemize a secondary frontline option. We should have definitely put 1 of these on Echo, there we go, to activate his bling bonus. So go ahead and do that. I hold off on committing the Chain Vest because I might be able to make another Edge of Night. I basically get the super Edge of Nights right now. Because I took that augment. So I might want to make another Edge of Night. It becomes a much better item when you have this augment. Still, if I get another sword, it's going to have to be used for the spatula to make a true damage emblem, because that's what I'm really looking to do. Make that true damage emblem and put it on one of my carries. This person's also made a true damage emblem. It's a very popular emblem to make. So my board is not terrible. You can see a lot of these rounds are close, but it's not winning some of these rounds because, as I said, I still just have too many 1-star units, not enough 2-stars. So again, not a bad loss, and A close loss like that, not terrible when you have Heartsteel in play, but still, at some point, we do have to start winning rounds. We banked a lot of health early in the game, but now we're still struggling. ASM's still rolling for his Jinx. He still doesn't have Jinx 3-star, and to not have that on mid-stage 3 is not, or mid-stage 4 is not a desired place to be. Punk really needs to have hit that. He's still only on 5 Jinxes. That is a bad sign. So I was like, I have the send back. Do you want the Jinx? And he said yes. So that's going to get him to 6 Jinxes, but he still needs to find 3 more. And oof, at this point in time in the game, it gets harder and harder to hit because a lot of those 1 costs are out of the pool. Anyway, though, so now I've got the Kate. I'm prepared to go level 8 and transition my board. But I was like, all right, you know what? I'll wait one more round. Go level 8 and transition the board. I'm actually in a bit of an awkward position here because I need a replacement Aphelios to pair with the Caitlyn. Like, Aphelios has rapid fire trait, same as Kate. But I'm going to need another Aphelios to replace the one that I have right here. So that's a little bit unfortunate right there. I don't know if I've ever seen another Aphelios. If there was one in the shop earlier, I should have known that I needed to hold for a replacement. All right, that's another close loss. Like I said, these are not bad losses. They give me Heartsteel stacks, but I have lost 4 rounds in a row, and I think like 6 of the last 7. So this does one good thing for me, though. It gives me first pick on the carousel, which is really nice. Now, there is a spatula here. I could take this and make a Tactician's Crown, but it's much better actually to go for the sword here. I feel kind of bad about leaving that spatula, but oh, what's this? Other team's also not taking it. Is that spat going to sit around for ASM? Yes, it is. So that's going to make it so he can put double Punk emblems in play if he wants. Or he can just hold and try to make a Tactician's Crown later on, because we still have another gift round, and there's good odds to get another spatula from that. The sword is also on an Alawi, which is also a very big deal. So anyway, I see that there's a set headliner in the store. I was like, you know what? We'll just move straight from the Cassante into set. Sure, why not? It's only a 4-cost headliner, or excuse me, a 3-cost headliner, not a 4-cost headliner, but I'm going to get Bruiser trait doubled and Heartsteel trait doubled. That's like perfect for me. All right, now we want to get the Caitlyn on the board, so we'll take Senna off, put her on. Now I really need a replacement Aphelios. It's the unit I most need. There's another Kate, and remember that ASM still has 2 Kates on his bench, so if he finds one more Kate, that's 2 Kate 2-star for me. And now I've switched over to, what is it? Now I have 5 Heartsteel. Maintain the 5 Heartsteel, but now I have a much better front line. I have the Alawi plus the set. If I could find like a Zac or something, I could play 4 Bruiser, which would be pretty nice here. And I also have the Caitlyn, who's going to help stabilize my board. It's like, oh wow, what a big difference that makes. Our front line is upgraded. Now we have the Caitlyn. She still just has the true damage emblem, but she almost out-damaged the Aphelios with 2 items as a 1-star compared to a 2-star. And with only 1 item as compared to 2 items. All right, so we're going to go over to ASM's board. Looks like we were able to win that round. And yeah, I just need to roll down a little bit more and hopefully find 1 more Aphelios so I can transfer items here. So in the end, I was like, all right, you know, I'm just going to sell this. And then I hit the Kate anyway. A very easy Kate 2-star. That's great. She tends to be super contested, so she's hard to hit. So now I need, and there's Yone 2-star, so that's kind of nice. So now I really just need Aphelios back again. Aphelios gives me 5 Heartsteel, 2 Rapid Fire. So I really just need to find this unit. I'm like, come on, where are you? Look at that. There's a big shot Ezreal. That would be pretty nice. Can't complain about that. That would be pretty awesome. So I'm missing the 5 Heartsteel, unfortunately, but the rest of the board is looking pretty solid right now. I got up to the 4 Bruiser, 2 Sentinel. I still have the 2 True Damage. Yone's 2-starred, Echo's 2-starred. I've got a Blitz on there. This is feeling pretty good. Now Kate's going to be my main damage carrier, and she's going to carry the, well, as I said, she's going to be the one who provides all the damage for my board. Oh my god, she just absolutely shredded that team. So yeah, this looks pretty good. I think I can work with this, and then hopefully we can get to level 9 and play some more units. Technically, we can take the Ezreal out right now. Ez is not really doing anything. Like, I don't have Big Shot trade in, and he's only getting me to 4 Heartsteel, not 5 Heartsteel, so he's not really doing all that much. I could easily replace him with something else. And hey, look, I got another little cash out for Heartsteel there. That's nice, because I did roll down pretty far there. And what else can we make here? I was like, we don't have any armor shred on our board right now. Last Whisper would be good. Let's go ahead and put that on Ezreal so we can start last shreds. So I'm getting some armor shred on the board here. Anyway, like I said, I still want to get another unit. I need another rapid fire unit. Again, Aphelios would be ideal, but we'll just have to see what we can get here. More gloves and more bows. Now, I already made a Last Whisper. Otherwise, I would probably look to make a Last Whisper here, but I just made it. And then, oh, Lucian. Okay. Okay, then. All right. We definitely have to play this. This is rapid fire trait. So I'm actually going to drop the Yone, even though it's 2-starred, which feels a little awkward. But I don't really need more ranks of Heartsteel. And Yone wasn't doing all that much in this comp. By the way, we're going to get more options here. Lots more good options on different things to build. I actually was struggling to figure out. I was trying to figure out what I could do with these stupid rods, because I really have no use for rods in this composition. I was like, all right, well, Thief's Glove a frontliner. Probably should have put that on a Lowy and not the Zac, but oh well. And then we'll go ahead and take these bows, and we can make Rage Blades. Put one on Lucian, we can put one on Ezreal. Now, these are not amazing items. It's better on Lucian than it is on Ezreal. Rage Blade's really not a great Ezreal item, but like, what am I going to do with these rods? I have no AP damage in my comp. It's all physical damage. So this is the best way we can make use of these items, I think. And I definitely did want to make a, I wanted to make a Thief's Glove for somebody. As I said, probably should have gone on a Lowy instead of on the Zac, but it's fine. It's fine. All right, it's another gift round here, so I have the choice to get something from Antisocial Monkey, and I believe that he gives me an item. I'm trying to remember what the send was. It's been a little bit since I played this. Oh, it was Tome of Traits. It was a Tome of Traits in Reforger. So I don't pull quite what I was looking for here. I was hoping that I could get, I was honestly hoping that I could get an 8-bit emblem, and then I could slap the 8-bit emblem on 8-bit emblem or Big Shot emblem. Either one would have been nice, because I'd like to get 8-bit trade in for Kate. I'd like to get Big Shot trade in for Ezreal. I don't hit either of those, but I do hit a Jazz. I was like, okay, well, let's go ahead and we'll make the Jazz emblem. We're playing a decent number of traits. I have 6 traits in. That's not bad. We'll just slap this on a Lowy, and now we've got Jazz trade in, and that's going to give us some additional stats. So really liking the way the board came together here. 4 Bruiser, 3 Heartsteel. Still have the Heartsteel Econ coming in. 2 Jazz, 2 Rapid Fire, 2 Sentinel, 2 True Damage. And the Kate is by far the main carry in this team composition. Look how fast she's casting. Like, she gets her casts off pretty fast, and she just absolutely murders the team when she gets her shots off. She deals 15% bonus true damage because she has the true damage emblem, and then the Shojin plus the Edge of Night allows her to get her casts off faster. Here, I have the chance to send something to Antisocial Monkey, and he's going to take the Spatula and Component Anvil, and that's going to allow him to make a Tactician's Crown. He already has 1 Tactician's Crown. He's actually going to be able to make a second one. So that's kind of nice. He has a Punk emblem, and he has double Tactician's Crowns as soon as he makes that. So yeah, that's not bad. And he can even put it on Senna to activate her Bling bonus, which is kind of funny. All right, well, I've got a second here. Let's cover Caitlyn. She's the featured unit in this video. Did want to mention briefly how her ability works. As I said, she is an AD caster. Traits are Rapid Fire plus 8-bit. I wish that I had 8-bit in. I haven't found a way to get it in. I guess I could play Garen over Blitzcrank here, but that feels suboptimal from a frontline perspective. Also a little bit late to be stacking up here her 8-bit. Anyway, her ability is called Champion Hunt. Fires shots at the 4 furthest enemies. Shots deal physical damage to the first enemy hit. So she charges up her mana, and she fires 4 shots, and it deals very heavy physical damage. As mentioned, attack speed's not that good on her. I mean, it's not terrible, but you generally don't want to put a lot of attack speed on her. She actually has very similar itemization to Ezreal. They're both AD casters in the sense that they don't benefit as much from attack speed. They benefit more from getting 1 mana item. Spear of Shojin's good on both of them. Blue buff is only good on Ezreal. You don't want a blue buff on Caitlyn. But 1 mana item, and then just like as much raw AD as you can get. Infinity Edge, very good on both of them. I don't have Infinity Edge on either of them, but guess what I do have? I have Jeweled Lotus. So their abilities can still crit even though they don't have Infinity Edge. By the way, we're both going for this Steadfast, what is this called? Steadfast Heart. Very, very good late game tank item. Generally, the reason why I don't make this a lot is when I believe the recipe is, what is it? I think it's the Vest plus glove, I believe, is the recipe, and I almost always have higher priority for stuff that I want to do with gloves. Yeah, Vest plus glove. But taking it off late game carousels is really nice. It also has great synergy with Bruiser trait. Like, this is really nice to put on someone who has 4 Bruiser and just innately has a whole bunch of health. So I guess it did make sense to put the Thief's Glove on Zac because I'm putting actual items on Alawi. Like, I can put real tank items on Alawi, and then Zac can roll other stuff. And then I also randomly have Blitzcrank and Echo in as well. So my front line's very, very good. And then it just gives time for my Kate and Ez and Lucian to kill things. Lucian doesn't really do that much damage, but he does provide an armor shred. It's really Kate that's doing all the damage. Those 4 shots are just absolutely popping people. Look at that. Just tears right through this country board. Someone else is playing. And now we're going to get over to ASM's board. This is a close fight. It looks like there's 4 boards 4 different teams here. But I think that we've got this. We still have Ez and Lucian alive. Their Rage Blades have actually gotten stacked up this late in the fight. And so we're going to be able to win that round. And oh, by the way, look at the Punk team that was contesting Antisocial Monkey. They're down on 1 HP. By the way, I'm going to get another little mini cash out here. That's 9 gold worth of champs. Okay, I'll get to level 9 a little bit faster. Not bad. And I pick up the Bard because I can toss him in for another rank of Jazz. What I really want, though, is a Misfortune. Misfortune will give me also give me a rank of Jazz and also activate the big shot trait for Ezreal. So that's the hope there. Meanwhile, ASM's level 8 with double Tactician's Crown, so he's playing 10 units. He also did hit 3-star Jinx eventually. It was very hard to get there, but he did manage to hit the 3-star Jinx eventually, and looks like he's just way stronger than this other player. So this is the person he was contesting, El Indian. They hit the Jinx faster, but ASM's really an expert at playing reroll comps. He has a lot of experience in playing when contested and how to stay patient, not panic, and still be in a position where you can win even when you're being contested. And that's what happens here, because we're going to knock out that other team, and I believe that they go out in 4th place. So we did manage to beat the doppelganger here. We did manage to win against the contested Punk. So that's always a nice sign when you're contested and you still manage to win anyway. All right, we'll go ahead and play the Bard. Like I said, I would like to get a Misfortune in. I think that would probably be the best I could do here. There is someone who has a 3-star Misfortune, though, on one of these other boards, so it's going to be a little hard to find MFs because there's 9 of them out of the pool, but maybe we'll be able to find that. In addition, could also look to play something like Sona. Sona would be pretty nice on this board as well. It's an attack speed focused board, so I could always toss her there in the back lines. I'm going to have a lot of gold to roll with. All right, what I really want, though, is just to hit my 2 stars. The units I already have on the board, if I can 2-star them, that's great. I find a Jhin, so that's nice. There's an MF. I could play the MF over the Jhin. Probably better to play over the Jhin, honestly, for another rank of Jazz, just to get up to 3 Jazz. There's a Yorick. Maybe I could play that. Oh, that was something ASM wanted, so I'm going to send that over to him. Really should be picking up these MFs. I went past one. There's another Zac. Let's see what else we can find. There's another Jhin. I have 2 out of 3 Jhins. And can I hit these? I did hit the 2-star Blitz. I'm just rolling it down. I guess in the end, I decided I was not going to play MF. I think I had enough traits in play that might have been better. And then between a damage item or a frontline item, I was like, I think I'm doing enough damage with the Kate. And now that Ez is 2-starred, I think I do enough damage. I think what I need is more frontline. So I'm going to take the Warmogs because it just really makes Alawi so much stronger. With her having the Steadfast Heart plus Warmogs plus 4 Bruiser, she is really tough to take out. And hopefully I can hit the 2-star Alawi as well at some point here. All right, I am able to go over and reinforce ASM's board. This one's fairly close, but it looks like we're going to win and knock out that player. So now it's down to just us and one other team in the lobby. I'm on an 8-match winning streak. I do not think I have lost since I had the Kate. I guess I could technically be going for Kate 3-star here, but I felt like I needed to hit my 2 stars before I could afford to start looking for a 3-star. So anyway, I do not manage to hit the other pairs. Alawi pair would have been big if I had hit the 2-star Lucian. The Lucian pair would have been big if I had hit Lucian 2-star. The Jhin, not so much. Jhin, not actually that important. But, I did hit the Zac 2-star. I do have a Thief's Glove on Zac, and, he's actually rolled incredible items for this round. I look at the other board. There is an Akali over on the other board. It is a 7 true damage board. So anytime you're up against an Akali carry, you want to put those tentacles in the corner because Akali likes to dash to the corners and focus the tentacles. Definitely want her hitting tentacles instead of your actual units. Anyway, Kate's Edge of Night actually triggers here. That's pretty big in this fight because Akali was about to focus her. Can she get off one more cast? No, but Ez is still alive. Lucian's still alive. Can we get this team? There we go. Very close round. That person's board was quite strong. They had 7 true damage Ari over there, as well as a well-itemized Akali. But in the end, I'm going to win out. I win every single round after I hit the Kate with the true damage emblem, and it's a pretty smooth recovery from there. So this game was one that we were not really in great shape. ASM was contested. I was losing a lot of rounds, but I was able to keep the losses pretty close, and I had Heartsteel trait in, so I was getting econ benefits from that. And then the Caitlyn just completely flipped the game around. Kate was so strong with these items. She just carried me, and I think I was able to build a strong front line and just let her do her thing, and that was a wrap. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed this video. Until next time, have a great week, folks. Take care, and I'll see you again soon.